Roth going to set up Nicole Howell. Good block and a lift called on IPFW. Point goes to St. John's. It's now 3-2.
I suspect we'll see a lot of blocking out of St. John's given their height advantage.
Again, Lisa Tedler serve. The net violation. And point goes to IPFW.
That was Jackie Ehlers in the net. This is new, the libero serves this year. That's a new rule. And I'm not going to start the season off by complaining about some of the stupid rules we've got, but that's one of them.
Good block at the net by Souza. Defensive return for St. John's. Here's Nicole Howell with a dig shot, point IPFW. Peachy Jankowski, a freshman libero out of suburban Detroit, will continue to serve. Jump serve. Tedder. Good dig by Roth, but no one can catch it. Point goes to St. John's. In case you just joined us, we're just underway. Our score is 5-3. IPFW leads. St. John's with the serve. And that point goes to IPFW, I believe.
Yeah, it fell on the St. John's side of the net.
Substitution, Lindy Bankowski, one of the tri-captains, senior out of Temperance, Michigan, will serve for the Dons. Jump serve for Lindy. Here's the set, and the kill attempt is wide by LaToya Blunt. And it is now 7-3 in favor of IPFW. We play rally point scoring to 30. You have to win by 2. Here's a dig by Bankowski. Ashley Roth setting up Nicole Howell. Tag team block at the net between Anicia Wood and LaToya Blunt. And there was a case, Mark, where height wins out, 6'2" and 6'1", blocking at the net.
Not just height, but also the team block, and where you're most effective when both blockers get there together.
And another block at the net, this time by Yana Rubin, who is a 6'2" senior from the Ukraine.
I think we're about one block away from a timeout by Coach Hutton.
Nicole Kolaluka serving. Souza, and it's in for a kill. Fabiana Souza with her first kill of the night. Stops the mini run for a moment. It's now 8-5. Nicole Howell, sophomore out of Fort Wayne Bishop Lewis High School, with the jump serve. Kill is touched by IPFW. Point goes to St. John's.
Lindy Bankowski, who's been our starting setter for, 3 years, was injured early in the season. As she's come back from her injury, they're using her defensively in the back row. She's an excellent defensive player. And Ashley Roth has done a good job in the interim setting in her place.
Service error by LaToya Blunt makes our score 9-6 in favor of IPFW. Fabiana Souza to serve. Fabi, a junior out of Belo Horizonte, Brazil. And the defensive return is long. St. John's couldn't get in to sink it off from the beginning of that serve. (10-6), Don's on top. Souza continues to serve. Tedder. And that kill attempt is long by Yana Rubin.
Our serving has been quite effective. It's taken them out of system, and their hitting errors are due to that.
Biggest lead of the night for IPFW is a service error by Fabiana Souza. So the score is now 11-7. IPFW on top, and Elisa Carmignani, 5'8" sophomore from suburban Chicago, to serve. Ashley Roth setting up. Jackie Ehlers comes back for St. John's.
I think that was probably the left back's ball. The middle back has given a lot of liberty in terms of the defense. It's what used to be called option defense, where the middle back can go where she feels the attack's going to come, but she's also supposed to watch and help with the line.
Sonara Martins hits the pole, I believe, so it's another point, and all of a sudden St. John's coming back. It's now 11-9. Carmignani continuing to serve. Roth for Claire Jackson. And Claire Jackson, the sophomore from Southside, gets the kill. Lindsey Brammer in the lineup for IPFW. Ashley Roth serving. Good dig that time by Souza. Roth gets it over defensively. Nice dig by Ashley Roth, but no one to catch it. Ball goes into the net, point St. John's.
At this point, we have our best blocker, Lindsey Brammer, up against Ehlers, their best hitter. So we'll see how that matchup plays out over the night.
Yana Rubin with the serve. Sonara Martins, and it's long. Much to the chagrin of the IPFW faithful behind us.
I think the IPFW faithful is most of the men's volleyball team. They're not known for being on the referee's sides, I can tell you that. That's blocking the set.
Violation, I believe, on Jackie Ehlers over the net. She had a distinct height advantage.
I think she blocked the set, and neither of the St. John's coaches go along with that.
Joanne Persico-Smith, the head coach, talking with Eric Buhlman.
If the ball breaks the plane of the top of the net, it's a free ball in essence. But if it doesn't, you cannot block the set. You can come over and block an attack, but not a set.
Sonara Martin serving for IPFW. Jackie Ehlers with the kill off the hand of Ashley Roth. And it is now 13-12. St. John's trailing by 1. Lisa Tedder to serve. Howell. Dug out by Wood. Ashley Roth sets up Brammer. St. John's digs it out. Ehlers right in front of Peachy Jankowski.
Coach Hutton not happy at all with that non-call on the ball handling there.
Tied at 13. Our first tie of the night since we started. Roth for Souza, and it's long. St. John's has their first lead of the night, 14-13. And Lisa Tedder, the freshman setter, will continue to serve.
Problem we have at IPFW side is we have 6 kills, but also 6 errors. In other words, we're hitting 0.
St. John's gets the other point.
It's another error. That'll be a block.
And I guess there's not going to be a 15-point timeout.
Yeah, they're supposed to be.
15-13, St. John's leads.
Well, we're going to have a 16-point timeout.
St. John's showing their height advantage at the net. And now we have a timeout called by IPFW, so we'll take a break. 16-13 our score, St. John's on top. You're watching IPFW volleyball on College 56 Sports.
You've always wanted to be your own boss, run your own company, but you don't know where to go to learn how to do that. Maybe your dream is to be involved in international business. Would you like to study how the business world works outside the United States? On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll introduce you to a program for entrepreneurs that helps them achieve their dreams. And we'll explore opportunities to live and learn about business in another country. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Welcome back to the Irrigate Sports Center. Mike Maas and Mark Franke with you. And Mark, IPFW had the early advantage, and St. John's has come roaring back, and they've taken a 3-point lead, 16-13.
We were taking the advantage on our serve. They were not passing well. It took them out of system, and their big guns like Ehlers didn't get a lot of good, clean swings. they were getting an advantage with the block, and they've expanded that advantage. We now have 8 hitting errors. Most of those are blocks out of St. John.
Roth setting up Lindsey Brammer. And it is another point for St. John's. Kill attempt wide. 17-13 our score.
We're now hitting negative 15%.
Again, a good block by Wood for St. John's. Totter setting up Ehlers, and a block is wide as Jackson and Brammer tried to block it.
It looked like the blockers switched on that. Lindsey Brammer came inside into the middle position. Claire Jackson went outside. And they got a piece of it. They just didn't terminate it.
Amanda Feaster in the lineup for IPFW now. Brammer. And they're calling it a net violation.
That'll count as a kill. The kill will take preference over the net violation, I believe. Lisa Horman's our official statistician. I'm sure that's the way she'll call that.
Peachy Jankowski to serve for IPFW. Totter for Wood, and it's lift. IPFW gets another point. And it's now 18-15. St. John's with the lead, IPFW with the serve. Jump serve for Jankowski. Totter setting up Ehlers. Jackie Ehlers found the open spot. She now has 6 kills.
Our middle back came in, rolled up to the 3-meter line, and the attack went deep over her head into an open zone.
Molly Roloff serving for St. John's. Totter. Good dig by Sonara Martins. And now they're going to say a double hit on IPFW. (20-15) is our score. St. John's on top. St. John's has to serve, and it's a service error that time by Molly Roloff. So in this rally point scoring, IPFW gets the point. They trail by 4, and Lindy Bankowski will serve. Jump serve. Totter. And the kill attempt by Blunt is wide. Point IPFW. Again, we played at 30. Rally point scoring, a point on every serve. You have to win by 2. And there's a point for St. John's as Alicia Carmignani will get credit for the kill. And now their libero, Nicole Kolaluka, will serve.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice play by Ashley Roth.
That was nice. You want your setter to be offensive. She's going to be offensive. Do it early, but wait for the right time. And she knew the blocker wasn't going up with her, so she just tipped it across. Smart play.
That's within 3, and Nicole Hall will serve. Good dig by Howell. Roth sets up Souza. And it is wide, point St. John's.
We now have 10 errors. An error is either hitting the ball out of bounds or having it blocked. That's way too many.
Latoya Blunt with the serve. Martins, and it's blocked. Tag team block between Yana Rubin and Lisa Tedder.
Been several momentum shifts here. One team or the other starts to make some unforced errors, and the momentum shifts.
Good dig by Jankowski. Lindy Bankowski saves it. Peachy Jankowski hits it over. Totter. And Yana Rubin, a 6'2 senior,
Comes a timeout,
gets the
Mike.
point. Timeout called by IPFW. They trail 24-18. Join Coach Kelly Hartley Hutton on College 56 for Kelly's Corner, with highlights and perspective from the coach and her guests. Mike Miles hosts the show on Wednesdays at 8:30, Fridays at 5:30, and Saturdays at 12:30 p.m. Again, that's Kelly's Corner right here on College Cable Access Channel 56.
So they put you on the air 3 times a week?
Well, what can I say? At this point, put your coach's hat on, Mark. You talked about momentum swings back and forth, and right now momentum is wearing red, black, and white instead of blue, black, and white.
Yeah, and it's their blocking that does it. We serve tough. We take them out of system. They have trouble handling the pass, and we score some points. But then when we run our offense, their block is so good, and we've not yet adapted well enough to it that we let the momentum shift back to them. Or actually, I shouldn't say we let it. They take it. You have to give St. John's credit for that.
St. John's hitting .333, IPFW minus 107. And here we go. Latoya Blunt will continue to serve. Their team up by 6. Roth sets up Souza, and Fabiana Souza gets the kill.
That's a big kill because she's missed a couple down that line earlier tonight where she's tried to come around the block, go down the line, has been outside.
Totter, and the kill attempt is wide by Rubin. So another point for IPFW, and it's now 24-20. Souza continuing to serve. Rubin, and that's
Ashley Roth didn't get her hands extended across the net. That came down along her body instead of on the other side of the net. But we're out there. We're getting a piece of the ball. We just have to start turning them.
Carmignani serves for St. John's. Claire Jackson dug out by Blunt. Totter setting up Jackie Ehlers. And the Dons get it over defensively. Off Roth's hands. Souza dug out by Carmignani.
Oh,
Ehlers
man.
Off the hands of Jackson. And they're going to get point IPFW.
Well, the set was over the net, and Ehlers made a fantastic play just to try to save it, but she got into the net. I was surprised she got to that ball at all. She's very athletic.
Roth serving for the Dons. Here's Ehlers. And that's off the hands of Lindsey Brammer, I believe. Point St. John's is now 26-21. And Yana Rubin, 6'2" senior from Kiev in the Ukraine, will serve. Roth for Brammer, off the fingertips of Juanicia Wood. And IPFW gets the point.
That's one way you have a big block, you're having trouble getting through it or over it. One of the things you do, what the players call tooling the block. Take it off their hands, take it off their elbows, so the block goes out of bounds.
Totter, sets up Anicia Wood. Sonara Martin's unable to get to it in time. 27-22 our score. St. John's on top. And Lisa Tedder, the freshman setter from Oregon, will now serve. Almost a lollipop serve. Souza, and it's long.
We're still hitting negative, which means we have more errors than kills, and that's our biggest problem right now.
28-22. Service error on Lisa Tedder. Tedder, I should say. I'm sorry, Lisa Tedder. Gives IPFW some hope, and now Peachy Jankowski, freshman out of Fraser, Michigan, Suburban Detroit, will serve. Tedder.
I think we might have had a touch. It landed in.
Point St. John's. It's now game point. And number 9, Molly Roloff, comes in to serve for that game point. Roth sets up Nicole Howell. And it's out. And game 1 is in the books. And it goes the way of the visitors from St. John's University by a score of 30-23. We'll take a break, get ready for game number 2. You are watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
That boat was all right. But the next You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
You've always wanted to be your own boss, run your own company, but you don't know where to go to learn how to do that. Maybe your dream is to be involved in international business. Would you like to study how the business world works outside the United States? On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll introduce you to a program for entrepreneurs that helps them achieve their dreams. And we'll explore opportunities to live and learn about business in another country. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, president of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hugate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Miles and Mark Franke with you, and you see some members of the crowd in attendance. St. John's just took it to IPFW the latter part of game one. They won the game 30-23.
Well, I talked about the negative hitting on IPFW side caused by a very tall but also very disciplined, well-coached block on St. John's part. Plus, we hit the ball out of bounds several times down the line trying to get around that block. You can't win a game hitting negative. I'm sure we'll adjust our attack. I said late in the game we were starting to go against elbows and hands and so forth to try to tool the block, as the players say. They hit 31%. St. John's, even though they had some problems with their passing, took their offense out of system, they've got some nice hitters. And guess who had 7 kills? Jackie Ehlers. Her average is, 5.5?
Yeah,
she's been getting 6 or 7 a game recently, and so there's not much you're going to do to shut her down, but if you can keep her below her average, that will help you.
The other sad part, if you're an IPFW fan, is not only does Jackie Ehlers have 7 kills, but she's hitting .600, which is...
They had a plus 13 advantage offensively. From our errors, there are fewer errors and more kills. 13 points offensively.
For IPFW, Fabiana Souza and Lindsey Brammer had 3 kills apiece. Lisa Tedder had 12 assists from her setter position. Ashley Roth had 9 for IPFW.
They outblocked us 6-0. That's a lot of blocks. You keep giving up 6 blocks a game, and you're going to struggle. But that's what you use the time between games to straighten out. That's what they pay coaches for.
IPFW will serve first. It'll be the freshman Sonara Martins from Brazil. And here we go with game number 2. Tedder Wood will get credit, I believe, for the kill.
We're getting up, but we're not extending our hands over the net. I don't know whether it's because we're a little late getting there or exactly what. I'll watch it and see if I can figure it out.
Tedder serving for St. John's. Brammer, good dig by Tedder. Ehlers, dug out by Jankowski. And IPFW will get the point. A shot drilled off of the libero, Nicole Kolaluka.
She made a bad decision. She knew it as soon as she committed on that ball that it was sailing out of bounds.
1-1 our score. Game 2. Peachy Jankowski to serve for IPFW, and she serves it into the net. Not what you want to see.
We were 1 ace and 1 error last game. That's nice. It's not a lot of aces, but at least a few errors. They had 3 errors, so that was a serving advantage for us.
Molly Roloff serving for St. John's. God, good defensive pair of digs for St. John's on that one.
Quick attack, there we go.
Fabiana Souza comes back.
When you get a free ball, in other words, where the libero just had an underarm pass the ball over, you want to handle the first ball right to the net so the setter can run a quick attack out of the middle. It's exactly what she did. Well played by IPFW.
Indy Bankowski serving for IPFW. And that time her hands got in the way of a Latoya Blunt kill attempt.
Now we're even now on, I wish we could take that back category.
3-2, Red Storm in front. Nicole Kolaluka, their libero, serving. Nicole Howe comes down with a hammer.
That was a fairly quick set, kind of what you call a go set to the outside, and their block wasn't there. So if we speed up the tempo of the offense, I think that will help reduce the effectiveness of their block.
Second kill of the night for Howe, and she now serves.
Oh, somebody's in the net.
And
Their
I guess
setter.
that point goes to IPFW.
Well, they're calling her in the net, but she was also back row, so she couldn't touch the ball before it went over with her hand above the net. So I think they had her on 2 counts.
Tedder. Oh, nice kill there by Alicia Carmignani.
She cut that back inside our block. Nice play.
We are tied at 4, as you see Kelly Hartley-Hutton in her 6th year here at IPFW. Blunt serving for St. John's. Roth setting up Souza. And it's point IPFW as the block is wide.
When the block comes inside, they gave her the line there because of the number of hitting errors she's had going outside the line, and she did the right thing. She went off the outside hand, so the block would be an error, a block out of bounds.
Carmignani is long, and it's another point for IPFW. They now lead 6-4. Fabiana Souza to serve.
Both teams hitting well this game.
Service ace. And that's the first one of the night, I believe, for IPFW.
It's the second one.
Second one.
Chris Wilder, the line judge, looked at that like, I can't believe they're going to let that one go. And it dropped right on the line.
Good dig by Nicole Howe. Martins dug out by Kolaluka. Roth setting up Sonara Martins. Point IPFW. 8-4, IPFW leads. St. John's calls timeout. We'll take a break. You're watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
Hi. I was wondering if you wanted to go out maybe or something, if you had time.
I can tell by your excitable behavior and verbal faux pas that you have generalized anxiety with paranoid tendencies. It would never work.
Okay, thanks.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. IPFW on a little bit of a run. They have won 5 of the last 6 points. They lead St. John's in game 2, 8-4. St. John's won the first game of this best-of-5 match by a score of 30-23.
I think what's happening is very simple. The hitters are now going towards elbows and hands. It's a little quicker tempo, so the blockers are a little late getting there, and they're taking advantage of the block not being as aggressive as it was early in the first set.
And St. John's will get that point. Little indecision at the net by IPFW. Carmignani serving for St. John's. Sonara Martins. And it's off the hand of Yana Rubin, point IPFW.
Have they had a block this game? Do you know? Do you remember?
Don't think we have had one
well,
yet.
No, they don't. We have no errors, so they have no blocks this game. So the coaching staff did a nice job getting the players adjusted on their attack and approach between the games.
St. John's will get that point as Yana Rubin hit a bullet off the fingertips, I believe, of Ashley Roth. Now 9-6. And that's a service error by Yana Rubin. So from one number 8 to the other number 8. Sonara Martins, a freshman out of Brazil. Header for Wood. And Anicia Wood on the short set from Lisa Tedder put that one away in a hurry.
Both teams still hitting high percentages, 50% for St. John, 67% for IPFW.
Defensive return for IPFW. Tedder. Good dig by Souza. Howell found the floor between Ehlers and Tedder. Point IPFW.
The other way you frustrate a big block is to do things like that, off-speed stuff, roll it over to an open spot on the floor, and then that keeps the back row on their feet.
Peachy Jankowski serving for the Dons. Ehlers dug out by Martins. Off the hand of Tedder. Oh, good save that time by Blunt. Chance for IPFW. And Fabiana Souza, I believe, puts it away.
That's what I said the last time. You get a free ball, you have to run the quick offense because the defense is going to have trouble setting back up. Ashley Ross setting a pretty smart game, I think.
12-7, lead is 5 for the home team. Jankowski with the serve. Ehlers dug out by Martins, saved by Howell. Tedder for Ehlers, block at the net by Brammer. It's a dig that time by Jankowski. Nicole Howell. Dons can't keep alive. Good effort. St. John's will get the point.
IPFW was calling for a double hit on their setter, and then St. John's was calling for a lift on us. And the officials said no to both.
Roloff serving. Lindsey Brammer, and it's blocked by Anicia Wood. Not only is Anicia Wood tall at 6'2", she's got long arms to boot.
Trying to pick up what Kelly Hartley's complaining about, Kelly Hutton. She's got Eric now. Eric Beaumont, the down official. I don't know whether it's the ball handling on the part of the setter or she's complaining about something being illegal, and I can't pick it up with my headset on.
In any event, it's 12-9. The lead now is cut to 3. Defensive return. Ashley Roth going to set up Nicole Howell. Dug out by Carmen Nani. Battle at the net. And it's going to go to St. John's. And the Red Storm have ripped off 4 points in a row.
When did they become the Red Storm? They used to be something else.
They used to be the Redskins.
Oh, the Redskins. What is
Good
a Red
kill that time.
What is a Red Storm? I know what a Mastodon is. I don't know what a Red Storm is. At least we have the skeleton. We
Might
can
be
show
the
people.
Hudson River. I'm not sure, Mark. 13-10. Don's lead. Bankowski serving. Tedder for Wood, and Anicia Wood found an open spot in the floor. Nicole Kolaluka. St. John's libero to serve.
Oh, nice.
Tedder with the dig. Souza at the net to block it.
That was a nice serve, and the whole series was disrupted because of the quality of that serve.
14-11 to score. Nicole Howell to serve for IPFW. Service error. I think it's the second time tonight Nicole Howell's put one into the net.
Well, she has that strong jump serve, a jump spinner, which follows Lindy Bankowski, who has a jump floater. So it's confusing for the passers.
Oh, good block at the net that time by Jana Rubin.
That's twice now that Ashley Roth has not been able to handle the second ball, and she's had to try to dump it. She got away with the first one, but this time the blockers were waiting for her, knowing she had to do that.
Latoya Blunt with the serve. Roth going to set up Martins. Dug out. There's Tedder.
Yeah, nice save.
Good save by St. John's. Roth. Souza, and it's wide, I do believe. And just like that, we are now tied at 14.
Babby has 5 hitting errors now.
Blunt continuing to serve. Roth going to set up Sonara Martins. Almost a double hit at the net. Souza, dink shot, yes.
It's been nice to watch Fabi develop over the years. That after having a hitting error, she comes back with the smart dink to an open spot on the floor over the block.
And now she will serve. Team up 15-14. Sonara Martins outduels Tedder at the net.
That was an overpass, and when there's an overpass, the blocker has to terminate it. If you ever follow our team, Coach Denny Johnson is usually up if we don't terminate an overpass.
Tedder going to set up Carmignani. Dug out. Here's Martins with a bullet. Dug out by Roloff. Carmignani dug out by Souza. A little bit of power volleyball right here. Souza with the dig. Tedder. And it's wide, I do believe.
It's a nice long rally, well played by both teams. I think that Tedder has an unusual release of the ball. I wonder if that's what Kelly Hutton's complaining about.
Battle at the net. Roth for Claire Jackson. Nice dig on both teams. Souza with the kill.
Her approach from the back row was better that time. I noticed in the first set, she would come up and wait for the ball and then just jump up and hit it. There she's coming forward as she hits it, so she put a lot more power onto it.
Don's up by 4. Make it 3. As Jana Rubin will get credit for the kill. Jackie Ayler's back in the lineup for St. John's.
I think this is the first time they're wiping the floor. I think we'll probably be seeing more of that because it's very hot in this gym. It's not air conditioned. We've had a week in the 80s, so there's a lot of heat buildup. Those players are going to get sweaty, so when they go down, the floors are going to be wet. The ball's going to get sticky, and they're going to probably tire.
Martins is long on the kill attempt. IPFW crowd saying, wait a minute, it was touched, but I don't believe it was. It's 18-16. Carmignani still serving. Martins, and that floats long.
Oh, I thought I saw a touch on that one.
3 points in a row for St. John's, and the lead now has been trimmed to 1 at 18-17. Alicia Carmignani with the serve. Roth for Claire Jackson, and it's blocked at the net by Jackie Ehlers. And IPFW will call timeout now. Gives us a chance to invite you to learn more about Mastodon sports by tuning in to Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday here on College 56 Sports. Yours truly, Mike Miles, reviews the recent sports activities, try to look at game footage, and we visit with coaches and players. That's Mastodon Spotlight, now in our 6th year. You can see it on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock, Fridays at 6:30, and Saturdays at 1 p.m. right here on College 56 Sports.
So you're on 3 times with this. You're on 3 times with the Coach Kelly's corner or whatever.
Yes.
You need to renegotiate your contract. You need to get paid more for this. Double your salary.
I wish. We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun with student athletes and coaches, and hope to have some other guests along the way. Right now, though, IPFW saw their 18-14 lead wiped out on a 4-point run by St. John's. And Alicia Carmignani is back at the serve. Martin's on a dink shot, dug out that time by Blunt. Ehlers on a dink shot, saved by Claire Jackson for the moment. Oh, nice dig that time by Carmignani. Defensive shot for Ehlers. Tedder for Jackie Ehlers at the net. Dug out by Bankowski. Souza. Yes, inside for the point. One of those anything you can do, I can do better points. That time it went the way of IPFW. Now here's Ashley Roth, a junior setter from Leo. Tedder for Ehlers. Blocked by Lindsey Blammer.
That probably was more the set than the hit. The set was tight to the net, so Lindsey knew she could just camp on it, and she would have the advantage one-on-one at that point. Normally the hitter has the advantage one-on-one, but not then.
Ehlers, and it's on the wrong side of the pole, I believe. So IPFW has come back with 3 points in a row, and St. John's now calls timeout. As they now trail 21-18. And that is the second and final timeout allotted this game for St. John's. IPFW still has one they can use. Ebb and flow, Mark, back and forth. You've talked about it earlier. Right now, momentum, we're in blue and white.
Right now, and the purpose of the timeout, obviously, is to try to break the momentum, especially when the momentum is coming from errors on your side, that you're allowing that momentum to occur. And they had a tight set that was blocked. Then they had a set that was too far out past the net, and Ehlers couldn't get it back inside the antenna. So it's a good call to call timeout, even though it's the last one. And it's a little early in the set to be calling your last timeout. But she needs to stop it now so that IPFW doesn't run up a 5 or 6 point lead. So we'll see who scores the first point out of the timeout.
It'll be interesting, that's for sure. A quick look, Fabiana Souza with 10 kills leading the way for IPFW. Jackie Ehlers with 7 for St. John's. Back to the action, Lisa Tedder. But first you don't succeed, try again for Yana Rubin. Denied the first time, not the second. And she will now serve. Rubin now has 6 kills tonight. Roth setting up Sonara Martins, and it's tag team blocked.
Out of bounds.
But wide.
It landed out of bounds.
Wood and Ehlers both went up. 22-19 our score. IPFW with the lead here in game 2. St. John's won the first game, 30-23. Ehlers, and it is touched. Point St. John's, and there I think that was a good call by our up official.
Well, actually, it was Chris Wilder over here on the corner. It was touched. I saw it myself. But that doesn't mean anything. I'm the worst, absolute worst person for seeing touches.
St. John's keeps it alive.
Oh, no.
Battle at the net, and boy, that was having your cake and eat it too for St. John's.
We've given them 2 points now on mishandled first balls, where it's gone over the net.
Lisa Tedder serving. Roth for Blammer. Lindsey Blammer comes back with the kill. And that is her 4th kill of the night. Preserves the lead for IPFW. It's now 23-21 with Peachy Jankowski to serve.
Both teams have really cooled off offensively. Both teams hitting 17% now.
Service error by Jankowski.
That's her second, I believe, is set, isn't it?
That brings Molly Ruloff in the lineup for St. John's to serve. Roth for Souza, and it's wide. Point St. John's, and just like that, we're tied at 23.
That one was almost dug by Coach Persico Smith. She was standing right in the line of attack.
Rammer. Point IPFW. Rudolph tried to save it. (24-23) our score. IPFW on top by 1. Lindy Bankowski to serve.
It's that jump floater.
Header. And Blunt hits it into the net for a mistake and a point for IPFW.
So some miscommunication between setter and hitter there, and they're trying to straighten it out. You don't want a situation where hitters blame setters or vice versa.
Could be a free ball for IPFW. Oh, nice block. Souza dink shot, blocked by Ruloff. Tedder. Oh, wow. Good dig that time by IPFW. And it's long, a hit by Carmignani. IPFW with the point, and now they're back up by 3, 26-23.
I think both of the long rallies here late in this set have been won by IPFW, haven't they? No, the last one was St. John's. I forgot.
Good dig by Molly Ruloff. Tedder for Carmignani and hits into the net. Another point for IPFW.
Got a sub for Carmignani.
As a coach, Mark, how frustrating is it? Your opponents are making a little run and you can't call a timeout to stem the tide.
Well, I thought the last timeout was, even though it was their second one, it was well placed because she couldn't let it keep going.
Another kill attempt by Blunt is long, and now IPFW was just 2 points away from evening up this match at a game apiece.
Right now, the St. John's team is fractured. They're just all out of system, all out of sync.
Good dig, Jankowski. Souza gets it over. It's header for Wood, and it's long, and we're at game point.
See, even there, the hitter was there too soon. She was coming down when she hit the ball, so it's going to go out of bounds.
IPFW fans on their feet. It's game point. Bankowski to serve. And the game goes to IPFW as Latoya Blunt unable to get the ball over the net. So IPFW runs off the last 7 points of this game, and they square the match up at a game apiece. Let's take a break. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports. Oh. We'll be back shortly with more IPFW volleyball action, but first, let's have a look at this year's women's volleyball team in their own words.
After last year's season and the graduation of 3 primary passers and our best backcourt defenders, we knew that we had to focus the winter months and spring training and recruiting efforts on finding ball control players and improving the players we have now and making them become better passers and backcourt defenders. So we spent a lot of time in the gym working with our current players, and then we recruited Peachy Jankowski out of Michigan, who has done an excellent job as a freshman stepping in and handling that difficult role as libero. And you know, it's paid off. We have 3 seniors. They're our captains because they've earned that title. Lindy Bankowski out of Michigan, our setter, has been our starting setter since her freshman year. Some adversity for Lindy this year, a freak injury in practice. She's been away from the court for a little bit, but she did play last weekend at the Miami of Ohio tournament and played well in the defensive specialist role, went in and served and played back row for another player. And she's still, setting and ready to go in that role if we need her to. Janelle Pollard from Southside High School, it's her 5th year with us. She's a 5th-year senior, redshirted her freshman year. And again, not what I would want for Lindy or Janelle in their senior year. She's not 100%, but for Janelle being 90 or 95 or whatever that percent is, she's still an effective outside hitter who packs a lot of heat when we put her in. Hits a very, very heavy ball. And, is intelligent, knows how to use the block, and has been a sub in that capacity for us this year. But I think they're both quite frustrated right now that they're maybe not 100%. The third senior is Lindsey Brammer, and we moved her from the middle position to the right side, the opposite position, and I'm like, the light just went off. This is our best blocker. She's a wall, and we put her many times in front of the opponent's best hitter. If balls touch her hands or arms, they're not going through. They're not going through to the other side of the net. And they rarely bounce off in the wrong direction. She's a very intelligent, disciplined, physical blocker. Offensively, we need to get her more involved at this point, and she's reminding me of that right now. Fabi made the all-tournament team, and Lindsay made the all-tournament team at Miami of Ohio last weekend. Fabi had some outstanding matches. I know one match, I think she had 24 kills, 16 digs, and 6 blocks in a 3-game type match. So, 8 kills a game isn't too bad. I think she's averaging 5 on the year. But, everybody who plays us knows that Fabi's our go-to player. The nice thing about this team is we've had in almost every match 3 or 4 attackers in double-digit kills. And if teams decide to pay a lot of attention to Fabiana, we have somebody else who can hurt them. And that, I think, this year will make Fabiana better because they won't be able to focus on her so much. But Fabiana, as a junior now already, 3rd year with us at IPFW, is starting to become, a leader on the court, more talkative. She's very competitive, and she's what you expect of your go-to player.
Things are going better than we expected. Our big focus for this season was going to be ball control, and we decided that we would make that our goal of preseason, work on our ball control. And we came out, and it was, I guess because we worked on it so hard, it was more along than we thought it would be at this point in the season. So we're getting a lot of good attacks. We're controlling the ball a lot better than most of the teams we've played against. And I think it's the difference, it's making the difference right now for us. We had an injury earlier on. We had our setter, Lindy Bankowski, get hurt, and she was out a few matches. And we had Ashley Roth step up, and she's just been stellar. She's done everything we've needed her to do. She's led this team through lots of big wins and lots of close matches. So we're even a little deeper than we expected, not just in the setting department. We've had some nice play from players off the bench. Amanda Feaster, Kristen Mann has been coming off the bench. Janelle Pollard coming off the bench. So, right now we're clicking, and, if I could find some wood right now, I'd knock on it because I don't want to jinx us going into this weekend.
We're doing great so far. We're very excited to be back home this weekend. Very glad to be on the court again. We don't know much about these teams that we're playing this weekend except for Evansville because we played them the last 2 years. But I heard that DePaul and St. John's are very good, so we're going to try to do our best and maybe win the tournament.
This year already, starting off even in 2 days, we had 3 new freshmen, and we already have a good team chemistry. Our team chemistry is awesome, which makes it a lot easier to play on the court.
I think we have really good potential to do well this weekend. We've been doing really good against teams, Big Ten teams, Northwestern and Indiana, and it's all due to our team chemistry. I think we play together good, and when we do play together good, we play awesome, and we get excited and we have fun together, and it's just good. It brings our level of play so much higher, and our defense, it starts with blocking, then our defense comes, and then we start killing balls, and it's fun.
Well, in regards to our season goal, during the second week of our team practices, we had a meeting in this very room and talked about 2014 goals. One of those, of course, you measure in athletics. It's very easy to measure a successful year by wins and losses, and some other things are important. But our win total, the mark we were looking at, is to repeat a 20-year or 20-win season. I think that's a difficult task given the schedule that I put together for us, but at this point to have 7 wins and 4 losses, we feel pretty good about that given the strength of schedule we've seen to this point.
We've been doing good and we've been getting better at practice, and our practice just, we're working on the little things and once we get the little things done, the big picture is going to be there. So once we start doing the little things, I think that everything's going to fall into place and we're going to do very well.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, president of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
You've always wanted to be your own boss, run your own company, but you don't know where to go to learn how to do that. Maybe your dream is to be involved in international business. Would you like to study how the business world works outside the United States? On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll introduce you to a program for entrepreneurs that helps them achieve their dreams. And we'll explore opportunities to live and learn about business in another country. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils?
We only ask that you do your best.
And make you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Welcome back live, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Mike Masmark Franke with you. IPFW, after dropping game 1 30-23, comes back and wins game 2 30-23. And any numbers stand out to you, Mark, from the first 2 games?
Oh, the stats don't make sense to me, but I'm not the brightest person in the world. Both teams have scored exactly the same number of points across the first 2 sets. They have a 6-point advantage in hitting, an 8-point advantage in blocking. We have a 2-point advantage in serving. That still gives him a plus 12. Where are those 12 points? A lot of points are being scored on things that don't hit the stat sheet.
Well, I believe St. John's is going to serve to start game 3. It'll be Alicia Carmignani to serve. And now we're down to a best of 3 instead of a best of 5. Here we go. St. John's in red, serving from right to left on your screen, and it's a service error to start this game off.
She struggled in game 2 and actually sat down for a while. She's just having a bad night. Or started to have a bad night in the middle of set 2.
Peachy Jankowski, the freshman out of Detroit, to serve now.
We, of course, served right at her.
Jackie Ehlers will get the kill. That's her ninth kill of the night, but she only had 1 kill in game 2.
I think the big key right now is in that 10-minute break, do the St. John's coaching staff have the opportunity to settle their team down so they get back into a synchronized system out there.
Brammer, and that point will go to St. John's. Good digging by St. John's that time. Saved the point and ended up winning the point. And now they're in front 2-1. Deanna Rubin serving. Second service error here in the third game.
One of the things on the stats for St. John's, which was hard to figure out without ever having seen them play, season totals, they've got a pretty good ace to error average, but the last match they were like 1 to 3. And so it's hard to tell, are they really aggressive or are they just make a lot of errors? Tonight it's just showing that they make a lot of errors.
Battle at the net. Tedder for Ehlers, and the block is wide, point St. John's. Lisa Tedder, their freshman setter, will serve. They lead 3-2. Roth for Souza, the dink shot. Point goes, I believe, to IPFW.
22, range 23 probably.
I'm not sure why, truthfully, Mark. Nicole Howe will serve. Tedder for Ehlers. It's simple what St. John's is going to do in game 3.
Yeah, she's going to see a lot of
go to
balls.
their ace. Molly Roloff will serve. Ashley Roth for Sonara Martins, and a nice kill by the freshman from Brazil. Turns the game up at 4. And Fabiana Souza will serve. Tedder for Carmignani. And the block hits the net. Point St. John's. Nicole Kolaluka, the libero, serving for the Red Storm. Good dig by Tedder. Good block by Jackson at the net for IPFW. Ashley Roth going to set up Martins. Battle at the net. And the point will go to IPFW on a lift, I believe. Lindsey Brammer in for Lindy Bankowski. We're tied at 5 here, game 3. Match is even at a game apiece. Oh, solid kill there. Diana Rubin.
Claire Jackson was in the net for us. I did make a misstatement earlier. I said on a net call, when the ball goes down anyways, the kill takes precedence over the net error. I talked to Lisa Harmon between games 2 and 3. She said the new statting software gives both stats, both a blocking error and a kill.
Sonara Martins will serve for the Dions. We're tied at 6. Tedder. Nice block by Claire Jackson. Rubin with the kill, however.
That time, the ball landed in open space on the floor. You wonder, why did nobody go for it? In a perimeter defense kind of set up like IPFW plays, the backs go to where they're supposed to be. The block's supposed to seal the rest of the floor. When a shot comes through the block without being touched, there's not going to be a defensive back there. They're not supposed to be there. Now you hope that they can react quick enough, but that's not always easy to do.
Another point for St. John's. They're up 8-6. A little mini run here. Howell, and she blasts it, and it's touched by St. John's, so the point goes to IPFW.
Did you notice we have a new Mastodon this year?
Yes, I like the color blue as opposed to the brown in the past. Service error by Peachy Jankowski.
Is that 3 in a row for her? I know it's got to be the third one.
Yana Rubin, 6'2" senior out of the Ukraine, serving for St. John's. Souza with a kill. Short set by Ashley Roth that time.
One of the things that happens as you get tired, and heat makes you tired, is your serving goes down. I wonder if that's starting to affect some of these players.
Ehlers. You get the kill. Souza and Roth tried to block it, but it went wide.
Looked like they were floating. In other words, they were still moving outside in the air when they contacted the ball. You want your blockers to be going up vertically at that point, not going laterally.
Ashley Roth for Souza.
There in the net.
Point goes to IPFW.
Ehlers has been in the net a lot tonight, huh? Whether she's just having trouble getting oriented in this gym or what. I don't know whether she has a lot on the year. Have to look.
Tedder for Jackie Ehlers. Good dig by Nicole Howe. Roth, and she hits it on the wrong side of the pole, so it's point St. John's. Red Storm now lead this third game 11-9. Molly Roloff, 5'8" freshman out of West Bend, Michigan. West Bend, Wisconsin to serve. Good dig that time by Olaluka. Kill was wide, point IPFW.
Well, she's still struggling, isn't she? I just checked the season stats for St. John's. This is hard to believe. In 35 games, Jackie Ehlers has not had a blocking error. She's got 4 tonight. So it must be the orientation in the gym or something unusual about tonight.
Nice kill there by LaToya Blunt. Makes the score 12-10. Kolaluka to serve. Martins. Nice kill by the freshman.
She cut that back inside real well. Got a lot of speed on it too for cutting it back. Sometimes you lose power when you do that.
Tedder. And a good block. Brammer and Claire Jackson at the net. And we're tied at 12. Ashley Roth will continue to serve for IPFW. Tedder.
Now we're in the net.
Point St. John's.
That's another thing that happens with fatigue is you make blocking errors because you don't control your body vertically and horizontally well.
LaToya Blount serving. Brammer. Oh, nice tag team at the net. I think Ruben will get credit for the block and the kill. And the lead is now 2 at 14-12. LaToya Blount still serving. The ball is still alive if St. John's didn't realize it.
Almost landed on the coach. The ball was in play. I don't like that rule either. When it hits that curtain up there, comes back in, it ought to be out. That's really a home court advantage for the team. It's used to playing the ceilings and the walls. It's in volleyball. How many rule complaints can I make in one night? 3? I've done 2.
St. John's comes back with the kill. They lead 15-13. And Alicia Carmignani will serve. Roth gonna set up Brammer. Oh, nice block at the net by St. John's. There's where that height advantage comes into play. Red Storm leads 16-13. Howell. Tedder. Nice block by Jackson. What are they going to call? 4 hits? 4 touches?
They hit the tape and came back. It never cleared.
Point IPFW. Peachy Jankowski to serve. Tedder for Ehlers. Off the fingertips, point St. John's. (17-14) our score here in game 3. Match is tied at a game apiece. Yana Rubin serving. Souza with a dink shot. Can they save it? Yes, they do. Brammer in the middle of point IPFW. Indecision by Carmignani in the middle there. Senior Lindy Bankowski to serve. Roth for Souza. Nice dig by Carmignani. Defensive return. Dons have the advantage. How good block that time by Tedder. Souza and the point is IPF, I think. Oh, they're going to call it point St. John's. I thought it was point IPFW.
We'll call it out.
Point goes to the Red Storm. It's 18-15. Lisa Tedder to serve. Good dig by Jackie Ehlers.
Someone's in the net.
And a net violation somewhere.
Bobby. I think she hit the net on the attack attempt.
Timeout called by IPFW. The Mastodons trail 19-15. Take a break. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils?
We only ask that you do your best.
And made you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
And you get a good look at IPFW head men's basketball coach Doug Noe on the right, his wife Carla on the left, and the new Mastodon.
He's gray, wearing the school colors. He's gotten older. His hair's turned gray. The other thing that's happened is the Gates Center's gotten a new paint job over the summer. It really looks nice. Lots of blue. Big Mastodon sign on the main doors.
Back to the action, a service there by Lisa Tedder. Point goes to IPFW, and the Dons needed it.
I think that's her third service there.
Nicole Howe will serve. Tedder for Jackie Ehlers at the net, dug out by Howell.
Problem.
And we got a battle at the net. Who gets it?
Jackie Ehlers again. I think is that her sixth net error?
Point goes to IPFW. It's now 19-17. Again, Nicole Howe serving. Tedder. This time for Blunt.
Well, it either got the antenna or it went outside the antenna. I couldn't tell from here.
In any event, the point goes to IPFW. It's now 19-18. Down to the chance to tie. Blunt at the net. Nice kill by LaToya Blunt. I thought. Yeah, it's tied up, and St. John's calls timeout. That's where we're at, Mark. So we're tied at 19. You can do more than just sit on the sidelines. Participate in the excitement of Mastodon athletics by joining the Royal Dons Club. The Royal Dons is IPFW's official athletic booster organization. Members enjoy athletics-related special events, priority access to tickets, and more. To learn about the Royal Dons Club, call 260-481-6643. Or you can write to the Royal Dons Club at 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana 46805. Or you can go to the IPFW Athletics website at www.ipfw.edu/athletics.
I don't know why that timeout was called, but Coach Joanne Persico-Smith called it immediately, even before she saw who the point was. So there was something out there. She felt she had to correct it right away.
We're tied at 19, and St. John's has got to get it over, and they do defensively. Advantage Dons at the moment. Good dig by Tedder. Here's Jackie Ehlers at the net, and she bounces it off Bankowski for the kill. For Jackie Ehlers now, she has 14 kills to lead the way for St. John's. Molly Roloff to serve. Roth setting up Sonara Martins, and it's wide. Point Red Storm.
It's a very good timeout by Coach Persico-Smith. This has come back and scored 2 straight points.
Fabiana Souza takes care of business that time on a nice set by Ashley Roth. Fabiana now has 14 kills. She will serve, trying to tie this game up at 21 apiece. Battle at the net. And the point goes, I believe, to IPFW.
Like the block was out of bounds? Is that what it was, Mike?
21-21. Souza with the serve. Tedder sets up block. Nice block between Martins and Jackson. Roth for Martins. Point IPFW. Sonara Martins comes through with her, I believe, 8th kill of the night. Souza continuing to serve. Tedder for Wood, and Anicia Wood comes through with a kill. Chess match back and forth, tied at 22. Luca serves long. Lindsey Brammer in for Lindy Bankowski. Ashley Roth to serve for IPFW.
Lindy Bankowski's done a nice job in the back row for us tonight.
Good effort by Claire Jackson, but the point will go to St. John's. Now LaToya Blunt will serve. We're tied at 23. Back and forth we go. Roth setting up Martins. Oh, good dig that time by Blunt. Martins comes right back and she gets the kill. Good effort by LaToya Blunt, but Sonara Martins was not to be denied that time.
That was nice. I like that. She was there, she was ready, she was aggressive. She didn't get caught flat-footed. Coaches like to see that, especially out of freshmen.
She serves up by 1. And that ball got hung up between Nicole Howe and Claire Jackson, so just like that, we're tied again at 24.
I think there were about 6 touches and 3 lifts in that combination there. Something had to get called.
Alicia Carmignani to serve. Ashley Roth going to set up Nicole Howe. Block at the net.
Oh, my.
I believe Ehlers gets the kill.
Yeah.
Finding the open hole. And again, Carmignani to serve. Roth for Souza. Dink shot. Dug out by Tedder. Ehlers dug out by Souza. Roth sets it up for Fabi. Good dig by Carmignani. Oh, at the net using her height advantage is Jana Rubin. It's 26-24. St. John's up by 2 and Kelly Hartley-Hutton calls timeout. So the Dons down by 2, 26-24. What do you think Kelly's saying to him, Mark?
I don't know. I think it's just one of those timeouts to settle them down. I don't know if there's anything particularly to say. I was looking at the stats. Jana Rubin's hitting 32%, Jackie Ehlers 40%. Those are the 2 big hitters. Although Anicia Wood hit 62%. She's been out for a while. We haven't seen her handle many balls lately, have we?
And all tall people.
Yeah.
Anicia Wood is 6'2". Jana Rubin is 6'2". Jackie Ehlers is 6'1".
We have 3 players hitting in the teens. We have nobody hitting 20%. We have no negatives. We have a lot of zeros. And I think where St. John's counterbalance is 2 players are hitting negative. I've talked about Carmignani having trouble offensively, but she's their horse on defense. She has 16 digs, leads both teams. So she's doing a nice job back there in that left back.
Well, here we go. 26-24, St. John's with the lead. Carmignani to serve. Roth for Brammer. Oh, it's off of Dankowski. Point St. John's. Red Storm have won 4 points in a row. Souza.
Nice approach. That's what I mentioned earlier, Mike. When she approaches the ball, when she's coming forward as she jumps and swings, she gets a lot of power on it, and she gets kills. When she gets there too early, stops, and then does a little half jump at it, all she can do is roll it, and it's going to be played.
Peachy Jankowski, the freshman, will serve. Don's down by 2. Tedder tries a dink shot. Dug out by Jankowski. Howe finds the spot for the kill. Good location by Nicole Howe.
The pineapple. I got the name pineapple because in Hawaii in 1991, Loy Ball would keep dumping the ball way back in the corner. So we call it the pineapple. It's had that name ever since.
Ehlers, and it's off a hand. It'll be a point for St. John's.
Oh, Loy had a nice Olympics.
Yes, he did.
Unfortunately, they didn't get a medal, but that's the highest finish they've had during his career with the national team. Raul Papaleo was also at the Olympics with the Puerto Rican service error.
Service error by Yana Rubin, so point goes back to IPFW. It's now 28-27.
Raul Papaleo was on the beach team for Puerto Rico. He played in that early 90s team that went to 3 national championship tournaments. So we had 2 of our alumni at the Olympics.
Don's tied up, 28. It was interesting to see the 2 alums playing. Timeout called by St. John's. We're tied at 28. You can see the Red Storm in their huddle.
I think this is a critical point.
The latest Mastodon scores and stats are now available on the World Wide Web at www.ipfw.edu/athletics. You can check up on teams, players, and programs anytime you like at the official Mastodon Athletics website. Again, that's www.ipfw.edu/athletics.
What I was going to say, Mike, is that right now our serving is coming back to the fore. Their ball handling problems, their passing problems are giving us an advantage. And so we've got Lindy Mankowski with that jump floater. She'll be followed by Nicole Howe with a jump spinner. So we're in a good position. We got to win by 2, and so this game could go over past 30 unless we get the next 2 points.
Mankowski serving. Tedder sets up Ehlers, and it's off the hands of IPFW, and now you got game point for St. John's.
We just need to side out and then go back to our serve and try to gain an advantage.
Tedder to serve for the game. Roth going to set up Souza off of Tedder's hands.
Nice pursuit.
And it's saved by Blunt. Roth for Souza again, and it's wide. Point St. John's, game 3. Oh, are they ruling a touch? They're ruling a touch, and that's going to bring up a discussion. Eric Woolman, the down official, is talking with Joanne Persico-Smith, St. John's head coach.
Who called the touch? Did you see who called it first?
I think Eric did because, we're going to go on. We're at 29 all. Oh. Now it's a service error.
She was down. I don't know whether they kept her down or she stayed down on her own.
In any event, Roloff will now serve for St. John's for game 3. Roth going to set up Martins. And so now Martins hits it into the net. So St. John's does pull away to win game 3 by a score of 31-29. They now lead the match 2-1. So the teams will change ends. We'll take a break and come back and get ready for game number 4. IPFW trailing now 2-1. And you are watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
You've always wanted to be your own boss, run your own company, but you don't know where to go to learn how to do that. Maybe your dream is to be involved in international business. Would you like to study how the business world works outside the United States? On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll introduce you to a program for entrepreneurs that helps them achieve their dreams. And we'll explore opportunities to live and learn about business in another country. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, president of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
Everybody to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Mouse and Mark Franke with you. And game 3 of the best of 5 went to St. John's 31-29. So IPFW, if they're going to win this match, they're going to have to win game 4 and force a game 5. IPFW will serve to start game 4. The coaches say anything different to teams? Would they fall behind 2-1 as opposed to going up 2-1, Mark? From your experience talking when working with Arnie?
Well, I think the volume of the voice is elevated. Well, obviously they would, but that varies by why you're down 2-1. Is it errors you're making? Is it lack of teamwork? Or is it the other team just playing real well and you have to try to focus to stop them?
Sonara Martins to serve for IPFW.
Oh, that's out.
First point goes to IPFW.
We continue to do well on our serve, but it broke down at 28-28. We had two. Did we have 2 service errors at the end there? And 2 hitting errors, or we got lucky on a call on one.
Header for Ehlers. Dug out by Souza. Nicole Howland is blocked. Dug out by IPFW. Ehlers saves it. Carmignani hits it over. Dug out by Souza. Lengthy rally here. Tedder. And I believe finally St. John should get the point by Yana Rubin.
Yeah, they were calling for 4 hits on IPFW that the one attack did not clear the net. It hit the tape pretty hard, so I don't know whether their blocker touched it. If their blocker touches it, the ball's live.
We're tied at 1. Souza off the tape. Dug out. Ehlers. And the point goes to St. John's. Block unsuccessful.
That was a very difficult set to hit. It was tight. And so she had to hit it right at the net into 2 blockers. She's a nice player. There's no doubt about it.
Yana Rubin, 6'2", senior, serving for St. John's. Nicole Howell, dink shot. Oh, dug out. Ehlers. Roth for Howell again. This time she powers one, and it's wide. Credit to St. John's defense for keeping that point alive. Red Storm up 3-1. They lead in the match 2 games to 1. Defensive return, free ball for St. John's. Good dig by Souza off the wood kill attempt. Patty cake, Ashley Roth. Claire Jackson should get the kill. Jackson, a sophomore out of Fort Wayne Southside High School. Her third kill of the night. Peachy Jankowski, the freshman, to serve. Trying to tie this game up at 3. Tedder for Ehlers. Off Souza's hand and out of bounds.
That set dropped inside a little bit. Ehlers made a nice adaptation to it. Our blockers didn't come in with it.
Lisa Tedder serving for St. John's. Brammer dink shot. Oh, Ehlers with a nice athletic move. Wood with a dig that time. Here's Ehlers again, and she'll get the kill. There was a case, I think, Mark, pure athleticism on the part of Jackie Ehlers, plus being tall with good arms, able to react and keep the ball alive. It's now 5-2. Dig by Ashley Roth. Brammer off the pole. Should be point St. John's, I think. And it is.
At this point, St. John's, they're now calling for a. The issue with the two coaches is that they don't feel that the officials are calling it tight enough on the second ball, on the setter-handled ball. That both setters are able to get away with some sloppy handling. And it's kind of a philosophical thing in volleyball today. Since they opened up the first touch, that you could do about anything with it, the officials have gotten less strict on the second and third touches. And a lot of coaches don't like that.
Kill attempt is wide by Latoya Blunt, so 2 points in a row for IPFW, and now they trail 6-4. Lindy Bankowski to continue serving. Tedder setting up Jackie Ehlers. Nice dig by Jankowski, but it's wide. Good effort by Peachy Jankowski. Molly Roloff in for Jackie Ehlers, and she will serve for the Red Storm.
Uh-oh, got a little kid running out on the floor.
Oh, good dig by Roloff. Carmignani is long on the kill attempt. Point IPFW. Don't know whose little one that was.
She was standing right where that ball landed. Good thing they got her off.
7-5 is our score. IPFW trails. Nicole Howe will serve. Tedder. Carmignani. Blocked a little bit by Souza. But the ball goes into the net, and it's point St. John's. Perhaps a little frustration starting to set in on the part of IPFW. Nicole Colaluco. Their libero will serve. Roth going to set up Martins. Oh, good dig that time by Blunt. Carmignani off the fingertips of Souza. Ooh, good dig by Roloff. Roth going to set up Fabi. Dink shot. Good save.
Got an
and who
under
does
the
point
net
go
call.
to?
It's
Point goes to
IPFW.
IPFW.
It was under the net. They called her under the net. Now Eric Beaumont's explaining it. I don't know what the current rule is. It used to be your foot could be on as long as it maintained contact, but no other part of the body could. Then I think they loosened it to say as long as you didn't endanger another player, you could get away with more. I don't know what the current rule is. We'll have to find that out.
That's something we'll have to check out on Kelly's Corner.
Ask her when you do the next show.
Souza serving, and it's point IPFW.
The whole point of the rule is to protect the other players. So because it's the place where injuries happen the most in volleyball are at the net. Players are jumping, they're landing on other people's feet, other people's, so forth, and that's how their ankle injuries and knee injuries occur.
Oh, nice shot by Carmignani. Makes our score 9-7 in favor of St. John's. Latoya Blunt getting ready to serve.
Carmignani's got her offensive game turned around. She was really struggling for a while.
Ashley Roth going to set up Claire Jackson. Nice dig by Blunt. And what do we have? A net, I believe, either a net violation or a four-touch. I guess Claire Jackson hit the net, number 4. Point St. John's regardless. It's now 10-7. Red Storm by 3. Service error. Lindsey Brammer in the lineup for Bankowski. Ashley Roth will serve. IPFW needs just to get on a run, 4 or 5 points in a row. Tedder. A nice dig by Jankowski. Souza in. Not quite enough oomph by Fabiana Souza. Jackie Ehlers back in for Roloff. And Elisa Carmignani will serve. Roth for Brammer. Oh, nice dig that time by Kolaluka. Blunt. Dug out by Souza. Jackson, and it's touched. Point IPFW. Nice dig, though, on the part of Nicole Kolaluka, the libero for St. John's. Sonara Martins will now serve for IPFW. Tedder. Oh, nice block at the net between Howe and Jackson. Ehlers dug out by Souza. Brammer off the fingertips. Dug out by Kolaluka. It's a dig by Nicole Howe. Defensive return. Free ball for St. John's. Oh, nice reaction by Claire Jackson. And St. John's finally gets the point on the Yana Rubin kill. (12-9). Red Storm up.
I don't know how Nicole Howe got that one up.
Oh, nice block by Claire Jackson, denying Wood the kill.
I think she was almost completely laying down on the floor when she popped it up.
IPFW looking for a spark. They trail 12-10 in this game. They trail the match 2-1. Jankowski serving. Ehlers with the kill. Wrong person to hit it to if you're IPFW.
Well, she split the block. Lindsey Brammer was out there, and Bobby Souza was a little slow getting out to seal it, and so she came between the two blockers.
Souza comes back on a short set by Roth. Bankowski in for Brammer.
We've scored well off her serves. Let's see if we do that here.
Fabiana Souza now with 19 kills.
Not assist.
Blunt, dink shot. Dug out by Nicole Howe. Here's Ehlers at the net. Oh, blocked that time by Souza. Ehlers again. And Roth's block attempt slightly wide. It's point St. John's. It's now 14-11. Roloff back in to serve. Roloff in for Ehlers. Roth for Souza. And it's wide, point St. John's.
That one hit Chris Wilder. When it hits the line, Judge, you know it's out because they're standing outside the court.
Molly Roloff serving for St. John's. Oh, good block by Anicia Wood.
Nice set.
Oh, almost a good dig by Carmignani. I'm sorry, Mike, Kolaluka, rather.
That was a good choice. Everything was over here on this side of the court, and she back set it. We had one hitter over there, and no blockers could get there in time.
Nicole Howe to serve. They trail by 3 to the Dons. And Anicia Wood is long and wide on her kill attempt. 2 points in a row for IPFW. Now 15-13. Tedder for Blunt. Oh, blocked at the net by Sonara Martins. Three points in a row for IPFW, and St. John's calls timeout. Want to remind you to tune in to College 56 Sunday, September 26th at 7:30 for the replay of tonight's match with St. John's. Again, that's Sunday, September 26th, 7:30 p.m. for the replay of tonight's match with St. John's right here on College 56 Sports. I also want to remind you that tentatively we're just going to be back here 1 week from tonight when IUPUI comes to town.
Next Friday.
State battle.
Next Friday night, right? That's next Friday night.
15-14, Mark. IPFW has made 3 points in a row. They've cut the deficit to 1. Can they keep it going?
Well, we've seen the momentum change so many times. And they're short runs. They're 3-4 points, shifts, 3-4 points. We're only halfway through this game.
Coach Kelly Hartley-Hutton recorded her 100th victory here at IPFW not too many days ago. You know, it was 102 victories as we enter play tonight. Latoya Blunt gets the kill for St. John's. 16-14, Redstrom up by 2. Nicole Kolaluka to serve. Souza, oh, nice block by St. John's. Ooh. Roth gonna set up Martin's dink shot, dug out by Tedder. Oh, nice play that time by Yana Rubin. Went deep and got it just inside the line.
St. John's has done a good job tonight picking up balls that should land. That last effort they make is usually successful. I'm a bit impressed with that.
Souza, it's tipped, but dug out by Roloff. Tedder for Blunt, dug out by Nicole Howe. Defensive return, free ball, St. John's. Tedder for Blunt, and it's point St. John's. Block unsuccessful by IPFW. And now IPFW calls timeout. They trail 18-14 here in game 4. Let's take a break. You're watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
That book was all right. You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales. You're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Back at the Hilliard Gates Sports Center, Mike Miles and Mark Franke with you. IPFW trails in game 4, 18-14. They trail in the match 2-1, and they have their work cut out for them.
At this point in the match, the only thing that really matters is execution. And we've seen an evening where there have been a lot of errors made on both sides in streaks. And if you can cut back your errors, you can stay real competitive. If St. John's does it, they're going to win. If IPFW cuts its errors down to basically about 0 or near to it, then they can get back in.
Fabiana Souza with her 20th kill of the night. A little dink shot. She will now serve. Her team trailing by 3. Battle at the net. Who's going to get it?
Back row setter, isn't it?
Goes to IPFW.
That's a back row setter. Apparently it didn't clear the net. Nobody on the IPFW bench is yelling, so it must have been legal.
Point that time goes to St. John's. And Latoya Blunt will serve. 19-16 the score. Play to 30, win by at least 2. Oh, nice kill by Sonara Martins, freshman out of Belo Horizonte, Brazil. She now has 10 kills tonight. Ashley Roth will serve. Tedder coming out. Oh, nice block by Lindsey Brammer and Claire Jackson. Substitution for St. John's. Sharita Stokes, 5'8" freshman out of Beltsville, Maryland, number 21. She's in the lineup. And a little towel work there on the floor. Mitch Dreisbach, member of the men's volleyball team in the green shirt there.
He was really jamming with Cotton Eye Joe a minute ago. Of course, he's a country music fan, and it's right up his alley.
Stokes hits the pole. I believe the point goes to IPFW.
Pole was on the hit. I wasn't sure. I wanted to wait to see somebody call it.
And IPFW running off 3 points in a row. We're tied at 19. Tedder for Blunt, and it's way long and wide. IPFW now back out in front, 20-19. Ashley Roth continuing to serve. Oh, good reflex by Ashley Roth. Good block by Claire Jackson. Stokes, dug out by Souza. Roth for Jackson. Off the fingertips of Rubin, and it's point IPFW.
We're gonna have a timeout.
Timeout called by St. John's as they now trail 21-19. So IPFW on a bit of a run. 5 points in a row. As you see the IPFW bench there. It's Amanda Feaster, number 7.
At this point in the night, the coaches aren't adjusting much. They're just simply trying to, it's like the St. John's bench, you just settle down. We're fine, we're up, execute, go for balls, just do what you know you're supposed to do, and then wait for the other team to make mistakes. And especially in the women's game, there's a lot of rallies back and forth. Keep the ball alive, and St. John's done an excellent job of that tonight. Picking up balls that look like they're supposed to fall, it keeps it in play, it gives them another opportunity. And in a night where a lot of errors are being made on both sides of the net, you keep the ball alive, you increase the probability the other side will make that mistake first. I didn't think they'd leave her out for too long. She's too important to their back row defense. And I think
We're
she's
ready
probably...
to go. Ashley Roth continuing to serve. Tedder. Oh, good kill that time by Yana Rubin, and that stops the IPFW run. Alicia Carmignani will serve. Jankowski had to hustle to get that one. Martins, oh, good block between Ehlers and Rubin. We're tied at 21.
When the serve is that short, usually the front row player is just supposed to play it, not expect the back row passer to come all the way up.
Brammer blocked by Rubin. Tedder for Jack. Oh, Rubin, nice block by Jackson. Jackson again with the kill. Claire Jackson from Southside High School with the kill. Time's up, 22-21. Sonara Martins to serve.
Steve Florio just reminded the blockers who's in the front row now. Here she goes.
Ehlers with the kill.
She was at least 2 feet, if not 3 feet, inside that block. Just an amazing hitter. That's how she gets 5.5 kills a game.
Yana Rubin to serve. Ehlers now with 24 kills tonight. Roth. Wow, and it was blocked at the net by St. John's. Now the Red Storm have come back to take a 23-22 lead. Souza dug out by Carmignani. Blunt.
Ooh.
And a miss hit. Not what you want at this point of the match or the game.
I forgot to look at the timeout signal last time, which team has how many. I don't know what Coach Kelly's got in her pocket. She might have one left.
Roth for Brammer. Dink shot, not good enough. Didn't get over the net.
There she's using it.
25-22, and Kelly Hartley-Hutton does call her second time out of this game. So now both teams have used up their allotted 2 timeouts per game. Again, we want to remind you that a week from tonight, we will be back here. IUPUI, the Jaguars in the Mid-Continent Conference, will be the opposition. And then on Saturday, October the 9th, Marshall University from Huntington, West Virginia makes their way to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Both of those matches will take place at 7 p.m. Again, Friday, October 1st, a week from tonight, IPFW, IUPUI. And then a week from tomorrow, the Thundering Herd of Marshall come to Fort Wayne to play IPFW. And you'll get both those matches right here on College 56 Sports. (25-22), St. John's with the lead and the serve. Good block by Anicia Wood. And it's a lift on IPFW, so now it's 26-22. St. John's only 4 points away from a match victory. Rubin serving. Roth for Nicole Howe. Oh, Anicia Wood, you can say a lift on St. John's. Tit for tat, as they say. Peachy Jankowski to serve for IPFW. They trail 26-23 here in game 4. Ehlers off of Souza's fingertips. It's point St. John's.
As long as they can keep Ehlers in the front row, they can side out. That's a point. Their block is really shutting us down right now.
Tedder with the serve. Souza is in for the kill. 27-24, Fabiana Souza now with 21 kills.
Ehlers rotates to the back row after this rotation. And she's on the back side where she's not as strong as is on the left side.
Tedder for Ehlers, dug out.
Oh, my.
Oh, miscommunication between Bankowski and Ashley Roth. Kind of the worst time.
Well,
roll off into serve. Red Storm up 28-24. Battle at the net. Tedder. Dug out by Jankowski. Can they save it? Does it get over? Yes, it does.
Oh, no.
Blunt. Dug by Bankowski. Saved by Jankowski. Free ball for St. John's. Jankowski with the dig. Souza with the dig. Back and forth we go. Dig by Martins. And finally, it's Anicia Wood with the kill for St. John's, and we're at match point.
There must have been at least 3 coaches who had heart attacks during that rally.
At least. Match point for St. John's. They keep it alive. Ashley Roth for Souza. Dink shot in for IPFW. IPFW holds off 1 match point.
Nicole Howe has to be aggressive here. She's going to stay down instead of going up. She's not going to jump. But she's got.
St. John's is going to wipe the floor.
But she's got to be aggressive. The only thing we have, the strongest part of our game is our serve, taking them out of system so they can't run a play. Then we can transition.
Good look at assistant coach Steve Florio in his second year here at IPFW.
I think he needs to get his hair cut. He's looking a little shaggy, isn't he?
Again, a momentary delay here. Match point number 2 for St. John's. Nicole Howe to serve, conventional serve. Tedder for Blunt, off the fingertips, save but unable, whoa. Ashley Roth dove in, but it is point for St. John's, game for St. John's, and match for St. John's. They win game 4, 30-25. They win the match by scores of 30-23, 23-30, 31-29, and 30-25. They improved to 7-4 overall. IPFW drops to 7-5. And Mark, we can take a quick look at some of the numbers.
Well, it's real simple. Jackie Ehlers, who we said is one of the best hitters in the country, 26 kills, hit 50%. The other stat we don't have right now is total blocks, but they had 14 blocks to 5 of ours after the 3 games. They had some more this game, maybe as many as 20 in the match. It's a lot of blocking. A lot of blocking.
Well, again, IPFW will return to this court. They'll be here tomorrow for 2 games at 1:30 and 7 o'clock. We will not televise those. We will be back on Channel 56 1 week from tonight at 7 o'clock when IUPUI comes to town. Well, we couldn't get it right this time, Mark. Hopefully next Friday we will. At this time, we'd like to thank the College 56 production crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the City of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, and the IPFW Learning Resource Center, and especially the IPFW Office of University Relations Communications for their contributions to this College 56 Sports telecast. This telecast of IPFW Sports is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed this telecast of IPFW Sports, if not the outcome, and we thank you again for joining us this evening. For Mark Franke, this is Mike Maas saying so long for now. Once again, tonight, St. John's from New York City defeats IPFW by scores of 30-23, 23-30, 31-29, and 30-25. Until next Friday night, when IUPUI comes to town, we wish you a very pleasant evening from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. A 4-3 decision. Joe Carey, Ashley Colson won a doubles match, as did Hannah Hager and Lisa Bartelheim. That gave the Dons doubles win. And then Ashley Colson got the only singles victory. Women's team now 1-3 overall. And then finally, women's volleyball. Coach Kelly Hartley-Hutton's squad traveled to Miami of Ohio this past weekend in search of their second consecutive invitational championship. On Friday night, they took on Middle Tennessee State. They won it straight sets. 30-20, 38-36, and 30-21. Junior Fabiana Souza, 24 kills, 16 digs, leading the way. Ashley Roth in the center position, 45 assists and 7 digs. The victory raised the Dons' record to 6-3. Then on Saturday morning, they took on the host Miami of Ohio squad, and again a straight set victory, 30-20, 30-19, and 30-24. Again, Fabiana Souza, 17 kills and 6 digs. Nicole Howe from Bishop Lewis chipped in with 10 kills and 4 digs. Lindsey Brammer, a senior, contributor, tri-captain with 10 kills and 5 block assists and so forth. That set up a championship match against nationally ranked Georgia Tech. Yellow Jackets defending ACC champions. Unfortunately, the news not good. The Dons dropped the match in straight sets, 30-18, 30-27, and 30-21. Fabiana Souza led the way with 15 kills and 4 digs. And Ashley Roth with 32 assists and 3 digs. And Fabiana Souza and Lindsey Brammer were named to the all-tournament team. The women's team now 7-4 overall, and they will be playing at home this weekend in the IPFW Invitational. We'll tell you more about that in a later segment. That's what happened. Lickety-split, a lot of things going on. We're going to take a break. When we come back, basically about 2 weeks ago, we had a chance to chat with 2 members of the men's golf team just prior to the start of their season. One is a member who played his high school golf at Bishop Dwenger High School. The other played at Concordia, a couple of SAC foes. And you'll see that conversation when Mastodon Spotlight returns in just a moment. Welcome back to Mastodon Spotlight. Our topic this week is golf, a new sport here at IPFW. And we are now going to talk with two members of the men's golf team. To my immediate right is sophomore, I believe, Matt Fry from Concordia High School. And to Matt's right is it sophomore, Patrick? Patrick Floria, who is a graduate of Bishop Dwenger High School, both in their second year here at IPFW. And first and foremost, Matt, we'll start with you. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Matt Fry. I went to Concordia. It's my second year here. Played golf. Started pretty much my freshman year. I was really big into baseball when I was a kid, and just kept going from there.
Patrick?
My name is Patrick Flory, and like you said, I'm from Bishop Dwenger High School. I'm a local here. I actually went down to Bloomington first semester of my freshman year, and Coach Marsh recruited me up to come back and play for IPFW.
To me, golf's the greatest game in the world, but I'm biased on that. I've been fortunate enough over the years to play a lot of golf up in Michigan, some tournament golf, amateur golf, and in the Michigan Open 2 years I qualified. But for each of you guys, what's the lure of hitting a little white ball across the field? Matt?
For me, it's probably the mental challenge, because when you're out there, a lot of things can start going bad, and it's good to see how you can deal with all that and then still put up a good number even when you're not playing too good. But then when you're playing good, I can't find a better feeling than that.
Patrick?
I agree. I feel like golf is one of the most humbling games there is, and it's a lot of fun when you're playing well. And I enjoy the individual aspect of it, and that you can control, basically you can control how well or how poorly you do play. But then I do also enjoy the also team aspect as high school and college golf brings to it.
Each of you played for rival schools in the Summit Athletic Conference in high school. How did you do against each other?
That's not a good question.
It's not.
He got me every year. Every year. It was not fun.
We shared victories as teams, and it was always a big rival, Concordia versus Dwenger, but it was fun.
Fun for you,
It
but
was not fun. No, not at all.
Let's talk briefly about last year. IPFW instituted a new golf program, and as you mentioned, Coach Marsh brought you up from Bloomington. Talk about, you had a number of meets that you did play in last year. Let's talk about what it was like. Patrick, we'll start with you.
It was a whole new experience. College golf is completely different from high school. People people don't understand that it's you're playing four rounds in 3 days, and a lot of times you're playing a couple tournaments a week, and it's very mind-boggling, because it's so mentally tough. But last year, we traveled with 5 freshmen, and it was really difficult to kind of calm your nerves, because we're playing against guys who are 3-4 years older than us, and with a lot more experience. And so last year was real tough for all 5 that traveled.
It was a huge learning experience for me, because in high school, we were rivals, and we were pretty good in high school. And then you come out here, and there's teams shooting under par, and it's a big struggle, but it's a lot of fun.
You mentioned a big difference. High school, primarily 9-hole matches, and then you get into some 18-hole matches, and then when you get into tournament play and sectionals, regionals, and in the state, it's 18, and state is 36 if you make the cut down at Prestwick. In college, it's primarily, you say 4 days and 18 holes a day, not 9 holes.
It's 3 days, and the tournaments actually consist of 2 days. 36 holes the first day and 18 holes the second day.
Okay.
And the days that we play 36, there's no break in between. Once you step off that 18th green, you walk straight to that first tee and you keep going. And that, to spend 10 hours on a golf course, one day, and stay mentally tough through it all, it's very difficult.
To each of you, what's the best and worst parts of your game? And Matt, we'll start with you.
Right now, I'd probably have to say my putting's probably worse. I can't make a putt to save my life, and but I hit my irons pretty good, so I can kind of rely on that.
Patrick?
The best part of my game right now would have to be any part of my short game. I mean, it's always been probably my best part, and it's saved me in my bad rounds, and always helped me in my good rounds.
Let me ask each of you, and you brought it up before, Patrick, when you go out and play in a tournament, it's at least 2 or 3 days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
How are you able to combine academics, being able to keep the studies up because you have to maintain a certain grade point and you have to go through so many classes to be eligible to play? How do each of you how do you combine the academics with the athletics?
Well, the teachers that I've had so far, all my professors have been have worked well with me, and have been more than kind to allow me to take the time that I have needed. And when we're on the road, we do have study tables on the road at night, and those have helped me keep up with my academics and such. So
it's probably the same with me. My professors have all been really understanding, so that really helps a lot when you can go to them and talk about any problems. And just when we have study tables, it's just that time when you can just sit down and you get everything done you got to get done.
We're almost out of time. Real briefly for each of you, what is your field of study here at the university? Matt?
I'm going into business.
And Patrick?
I'm going into physical therapy.
Oh. So you can play golf, and then when you get done, help others as well. Real briefly, final question, what are your goals, both individually and as a team, for year number 2 of the IPFW golf program? Patrick?
Our goals as a team would be to be more competitive on the Division I collegiate level this year. Place a couple top 5s, a couple top 3s, and individually I would like to get a top 3 this year as an individual in a tournament. So.
And Matt?
Team goal's about the same. The individual goal, I'd like to get a top 5. I'm giving my self a little leeway there, but right now that's what I'm looking at.
We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to come and talk with us. We wish you much success, and try to get along as teammates. Dwenger Concordia. I know it's a big rivalry, but now we're both IPFW. So, again, continued success both in the classroom and on the golf course.
Right, thank you very much.
We've been speaking with 2 members of the IPFW men's golf team, sophomore Matt Fry from Concordia High School and sophomore Patrick Floria from Bishop Dwenger High School. We'll take a break and come back with more of Mastodon Spotlight in just a moment. Time now to speak with another of the many student athletes here at IPFW. We're happy to welcome to Mastodon Spotlight junior Lauren Simpson from Northrop High School here in Fort Wayne. Lauren runs both cross country and track. And first and foremost, Lauren, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, like you said, I'm a junior here at IPFW. I run both cross country and track. I mean, it's been a good experience so far. I'm going to be majoring in business marketing, so I'm not planning on changing my major so far. So hopefully that's what I'll stick with.
I mentioned a moment ago, you're from right here in Fort Wayne, and you went to Northrop High School. What led to your decision to stay at home and compete here at IPFW instead of going elsewhere?
Well, I really like the fact that you are taught in the classroom by the professor and not TAs. I know within Fort Wayne, IPFW has a bad rep, I think. People think of it as it's just not up to par with other colleges, but really outside of Fort Wayne, it's just like it's thought of as any other college, and it really is. I think it's just as good as any other college. The education is just as good. The classes are just as difficult, and I really felt I could go there, go to IPFW, get more one-on-one contact with the professors, and really excel in academics, and then hopefully be able to, while compete and do what I love doing. I love to run, so I got the best of both worlds. That's what I looked at it as. So.
You're a junior here at IPFW now, so you've had a couple of years to experience the collegiate side of running. Can you contrast or correlate what it was like running in high school as opposed to running in college?
Well, it's running at Northrop. It was still very difficult. I mean, it's difficult here. It's difficult there. I mean, it hasn't. The only thing that's really changed a lot, I'd say, is the amount of preparation that we do during summer for cross country, especially. We just have to run so many miles, and we're expected to run so many more miles than we ever had to before. We used to think that running 7 or 8 miles was incredibly hard, and we would do that about once or twice a season. Now we go out and run 11-mile days, and that's every once or twice a week, so it's like nothing now. So that's about the only difference I'd say with running. Other than that, I mean, the team atmosphere, I think, in college is just your whole life. You're just much more closer with your team in college than you are at high school, just because you're all going through the college experience together, the next level, the next step in life. And at high school, there's just everyone is in their own world, sort of. You have different everybody's involved in different things. They're not really just all together going through the same thing, the same part of life right now, so like you are at IPFW or at college. So
You have a twin sister who is also a runner. Talk about her for a moment and what it's like with the two of you together, and has it been good or has it been not so good from your standpoint?
Okay. Well, yes, we have always run together and done pretty much everything together. We are majoring both in business. I think she's going to do managing, though, and I'm doing marketing. So, but it's been a huge advantage, really. We can study together for classes. Just academic-wise, we study together for everything when we take the same classes, and it just makes it so much easier to have like a study buddy. And it's the same thing in running. It's really helped us train. We train together, and we get more, not just quantity of miles in, but we get more quality miles as well throughout the summer, and even into the season. We still push each other every single day in practice, and it's really helped throughout, even in high school, because not only do we push each other, but we also compete, really, in academics and athletics both, and we try to be better than each other. And now it hasn't gotten to the point where it's caused any conflicts between us, huge conflicts. We still get along, but it's really we make each other better. So.
There's also another member of the team that has helped you, I think, as well, and we had her on several weeks ago, and that's Ashley Ritchie.
Yes.
Talk about what it's like with the three of you.
It's just helped immensely to have somebody else up there that she has such a positive attitude that it's not difficult, it's not hard to have someone younger than you up there running with you, running very well, sometimes beating us also, which there's no hard feelings because she is such a positive person and positive attitude, and all she wants, she's really helped Chris and I both to take it to the next level. Before we only had each other, and we've never really pushed it as hard as we could have because it was just us, and that was it. Well, now with Ashley, we've really excelled much further than what I thought we would. So.
Final question, what do you hope to accomplish this year from the running standpoint?
Well, actually, our goal is to have 30 Division I wins. Last year we only had, I believe it was 22, so we're looking to increase that. And also, our goal as a team, we've all talked about it, is just to continue to improve from previous years, from previous teams to this year. This team, we just want to be the best team so far, and just keep improving all of our times, and just being able to compete with other Division I schools is a huge goal of ours, because a lot of people think we can't, and we've done very well so far, and hopefully we'll continue to do so.
We appreciate you giving us a little bit of time. Continued success both in the classroom and on the running front.
Thank you. Hopefully that's what our goal is. So, thanks.
We've been chatting with Lauren Simpson Jr. here at IPFW. Back with more Mastodon Spotlight in just a moment. Welcome back to Mastodon Spotlight. We hope you enjoy our visits with our student athletes. They're probably the most enjoyable segments that I get to do on this program, but we really appreciate them taking time out of their busy schedules to come and visit with us, and hopefully, as I say, you enjoyed it and you learn a little bit more about them. Busy week ahead. Want to remind you, Friday night, if you're seeing this on Wednesday, on Friday night, women's volleyball, the IPFW Invitational. IPFW is going to take on St. John's, a match that will start at approximately 7:30, and it'll be televised right here on College 56 Sports. Men's assistant volleyball coach Mark Franke will join me for the telecast as IPFW looks to make it 2 invitational wins on the season out of 4 tries. They've had a first, a second, and a third so far. Now they're at home. They'll take on St. John's Friday night at 7:30 on Channel 56. And then they'll play 2 more matches on Saturday. As we get ready to close, we're going to do what we did last week. A number of events coming up this weekend, and we'll just show you on the screen what they are. Again, we want to thank our student athletes for taking time with us. We want to thank our sponsor, Ryan Steakhouse, for helping to sponsor this program. Again, if you get hungry, stop by, see David Kennedy and his staff. They're located on North Clinton Street across from Scott's Foods. They do support IPFW and in athletic form, and they support our programs here on Channel 56. And again, we thank you for tuning in to see what's going on with IPFW Athletics. We invite you to come back again next week for another edition of the program. But until next week, for everyone here at Channel 56 and for our friends at Ryan Steakhouse, this is Mike Maas saying, have a great week. Go Dons.